Okay, now we had been into these anecdotes, and I'm ready to tell you a few more. Because, I mean, first of all, it should be exciting, of course, and get some excitement. But secondly, I mean, also, okay, I'm gonna uh, tell you a few stories from my memory or so. So you gotta get the impression maybe betting is something exciting, but you gotta go for the right teams. And if you're running out of money, I don't know, the excitement might be lowered. But of course, here, so first of all, I mean, you can win, it does happen, and I've done so. Anyone might yeah, follow, repeat this. And it's also, yeah, you can get lucky, of course. And yeah, what people hope for is to have good bets or simply winning bets. And yeah, this is a difficult task, especially with the market getting so much stronger. But still, there's nothing that can stop you from getting lucky. But I'm the wrong address for somehow finding a way to get lucky. I don't know. I was relying on maths all my life, and I will go on to do like that. Still, okay. Let's go into the story. It was I found it out, so I had to do some research here, but I didn't find any pictures, which was a bit disappointing. But the story is funny like that anyway. So this was here's the bet, and I used to enter those bets. I'm not doing this anymore, but for different reasons. Anyway, here the bet had been entered, so I'm going to explain this a bit later. But this was the story is a bit funny for some of course like the others with Porto and Malta Luxembourg, Portafene, not Malta Luxembourg, been telling something else funny about it. And okay, some big winnings, or Porto, this was a big loss. They would always excite people, or yeah, okay, catch some attention, catch the eye. Um, but so this was Inter Toto Cup, or there was some irrelevant match days, you can say, in July '99. Okay, is it what is irrelevant? Irrelevant. Not many people maybe joining the market at that time. They're on holiday or whatever. And in the Toto Cup, maybe yeah, not so well priced. So this is an approach anyway. You should yeah, one could always keep in mind. When there are smaller matches, maybe people do not care too much about the pricing, especially as they are not taking these big bets anyway, or they are not. Yeah, they can't lose a lot of money on these or whatever it is. But there are the Europe bookies and the Asian market and so on. I tried to explain that. Anyway, here the football has always been played, and in the summer months there are the Scandinavian leagues, for example, here. So you could always do some football. There are the big tournaments. But they are still the best in some sense in turnover for the bookies as well. And Inter Toto Cup, it's like yeah, who cared for the Inter Toto Cup? But at that time they said the winner of the Inter Toto Cup, there were three winners actually, go into the UEFA Cup. So you were trying to spend summer months with qualifying for UEFA Cup then. Anyway, some smaller matches, some less exciting pairings, if you see here or down here. I brought it up down here. And okay, so this was 18th of July, or the 17th as well. The match day went for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And this game was on Sunday. But what happened on Saturday already? I might be able to show you a bit later, but where the pairings are. But anyway, you see here Trabzonspor Perugia, not a great game, but a good price, 4.30. Anyway, Perugia won, so there was a bet we made. Me with my partner Christian Plens, who might listen here. Hello, Christian. Anyway, he's very good, and whatever he does, it's good. It's great. Heißt Hand und Fuß. What is this, Hand und Fuß? Hat Hand und Fuß. Okay. Makes sense without rhyme or reason. Without rhyme. Ohne Hand und Fuß. No. To hold water. Okay, holding water. Anyway, it's he's doing a good job, whatever he does. And but there was something weird happening here. So I gave him all the matches on this maybe on Friday, and he made a bet at Wembley. Was it Wembley? William Hill. Okay, pretty big bookmaker from England. So he was placing the bets. Because I didn't have an account, or I don't know. I just I gave him the games, and he placed the bets, and we shared the money. Or it was 2/3, 1/3. This was what the problem came from. I had 2/3 of the bet, and he had 1/3. Anyway, he placed this bet, or it was even more. But maybe there's another one like this. Here you see that there's another one. Okay, so. I mean, for a small amount, but as I explained, the system bet, 3 out of 8. So this, you have to watch the video about the system betting. But anyway, we're making system bet, 3 out of 8. Good prices here, 4.30, 3.40, 4.50, 5.25, 5.25, 8.0, 1.50, one lower price, and 6.5 on Tampere. And on Saturday, here you can see 17th of July, they had been played. They all won, so the big prizes had been won. But this was a small bet of, okay, 500 euro. Now, well, not a small one, but okay. And now these, this means it had been coming, so it's a winner. Perugia won. But you can see the result here, 2-1, they won at Trabzonspor, Duisburg won 3-0, Kocaelispor, Austria Wien won away to St. Trouden, they say. Rostov won at Vartex, 5.25. Montpellier won away to Espanyol. So, and what we could do, those games had been played on the, no, there's another one played on the 17th, Servette against Luzern. So we had 6 winners. And 2 games that had been open. That had been Basel in Hamburg and Tampere United home win against HK Wałkierkowski, who were top of the league at that point. And we had a massive payout already on these 6 winners, because this is good prices. I could work it out. I might do it as simple. It's getting too much, you know. 3 out of 6. Because 2 games were open, so you have it at 10 euro, you have a very, very good payout already. But you got 2 open bets still to come. Basel in Hamburg, which is a chance for them to win, 8.0 was the price. And Tampere to beat HK Wałkierkowski, who knows. And yeah, well, the excitement was, of course, I mean, you have a massive payout already. I can't say really, I mean, this is not really representing all the return here, but it's pretty decent already, 32,000. I mean, not a okay, quite some money. And but with these 2 games open and some other bets around, I'm trying to show you and tell you the story and what went on. The problem was Christian placed another bet just for himself, you could say, and this was called Super Heinz. It's really funny also, this term, but they offered at William Hill the Super Heinz. And now here the big problem comes. He was not told to do so, but it was a very small bet. You made Super Heinz. It means every possible combination of those bets. 1 out of 8, so every single bet, 2 out of 8, 3 out of 8, 4 out of 8, 5 out of 8, 6 out of 8, 7 out of 8, and the 8-fold, all bets to come. So Super Heinz is all possible combinations all possible, any possible combinations of these 8 games you could place. This was called Super Heinz. So he placed a very small bet, maybe €1, but it's like I could calculate it, but like a couple of hundred lines, so just maybe €200 he placed there. I could work it out. I'm not going to do it now. 56, and now I'm already doing it in my head. 70, and now, well, it's something 200. But very small, maybe just he made it per 10 cent. It was German marks then still, I think. So this is not euro, it had been German marks, 1999. Okay, anyway. And this Super Heinz, what the problem was about it, I mean, he could do it. I mean, I gave him the bets, but of course it should be our money and we should share it all. But if he'd done it, okay, go ahead. You got a Super Heinz extra on top of that, because I was happy with the bets I had. But the problem was that if the 2 other games from Sunday were to come, we would have killed the payout limit and exceeded. Because the limit had been set to 250,000 marks. Christian put on a comment if it's different. 250,000 marks was the limit that they were willing to pay out. So maximum you could win. And so you see here, we're not really coming close, but as there is another one, I can't really explain this at the moment. But it was something about this weird stuff going on. I'm telling you now, because this Super Heinz, on top of this, was his own bet, so to say. And if the limit of the payout is being exceeded, who's getting the money? I mean, we just, before Sunday's games, we had to talk a while and find an agreement. I mean, I wasn't angry or anything. I mean, it was just, we had to find a way how to split the money, because he made a bet, and this bet is, he could have won maybe 80,000, but this is the part that exceeds the limit. So what are we going to share? So this is why I so vividly remember this. I mean, anyway, it was a great match day. Anyway, great weekend. It was one day before I left with my family to Denmark on holiday. So some money for holiday. I mean, it's a lot of money anyway. But what happened was. We had to find an agreement who has to get which amount of money in case the payout limit is being exceeded. But I mean, this is of course the part of the story which makes it a bit funny or strange or whatever, exciting. But we found an agreement easily, but we had to agree on it, because it was about 60,000 German marks that we would not have known the owner of. I mean, we still would have found an agreement also in the process, but of course it was a lot better to agree on this pre-game before those games came. And I mean, we watched this Basel HSV Basel match. I had been watching it. I remember this very well. I was living here in Wilmersdorf in Sächsische Straße, and I was watching it, and Basel really won it. It was played at 6:15. I was looking this up, and really Basel brought that home 8.0. So this was a winner, and this was, of course, I mean, if you have such good bets, then you have like you could say 3,000 or 5,000. I don't know really. On this one game on an 8.0, so you have a swing of, maybe it's even bigger. I could work this all out, but I don't want to bore you. But it's a massive amount of money you have on an 8.0 price, because all the other bets had been come already. I mean, these days they are offering the cash out function, Betway and all those making the ads now. They say you can cash out your winnings. But of course this is a bargain for the betting office. But they didn't offer this then, but maybe William Hill would have agreed on something if we would have asked them, because they were from England, they were pretty intelligent. so they knew what they had been doing, but we didn't do it. And anyway, the game, HSV won the game. No, Basel won the game, and this was, and we were really lucky that Tampere United did not beat, but they played before this one, so they played at 1500 military time. So that game was over already, but we still had a massive amount on Hamburg, on Basel to beat HSV, and this was. What I remember was we received, like, with the Super Heinz, I don't know, we split it all, or yeah, I can't really remember, but maybe we won like 60,000 German marks each, or Christian, you can happily correct me, it may have been more, but it was a pretty big amount of money. I think it was more, but we somewhere I feel like I won over 100,000 German marks. On this one, because here it says just 32,000, but I don't know if euro, when had this been introduced. And there was another one, so there had been two of these, but then there was this Super Heinz, and there was something more about it. And anyway, it was quite quite a huge amount of money on a July irrelevant match day in some sense. Who cares for Intertoto Cup? The funny thing is, HSV were considered such heavy favorites against Basel, and they lost this one here. But they really managed to go on in the Intertoto Cup and beat Basel in the away game 3-2. So they went on and they went to the finals, but they lost on penalties to Montpellier, but whatever that means. But the story itself, I mean, if people ask me, yeah, some excitement and some big money, you win, you lose, or so, then I'm gonna tell this story. Thanks a lot for watching. Like it if you do so.